They say Lucifer is the most terrifying being ever to fall from heaven. But what if I told you he's not even the worst? Imagine a being so ancient, so alien, that even demons tremble at the sound of its name. A creature forged not in sin but in fire and thunder, obeying not malice but divine command. An entity whose very presence breaks the laws of reality. Not out of rebellion, but because that's what it was designed to do. You've heard of Lucifer, the fallen morning star, the great adversary. But in the forgotten corridors of ancient texts, in the shadows of the Book of Enoch, the apocalyptic scrolls of the Dead Sea, and the mystic pages of the Ethiopian Bible, there dwell names older, stranger, and infinitely more terrifying. This is not about the devil you think you know. This is about the others, the watchers, the destroyers, the burning wheels and the multi-faced horrors that serve no evil, but make evil look tame by comparison. In this journey, we're diving into the forbidden vaults of religious mystery. We will walk beside angels who do not whisper peace, but roar judgment. We will confront the angel who blinded armies, the one whose face no prophet dared to describe, and those who make even Lucifer look like a misunderstood rebel. So buckle up. This is not mythology. This is sacred terror, written in forgotten languages, hidden beneath centuries of silence. These are the angels scarier than Lucifer. Long before the serpent whispered in Eden, before the war in heaven, before humanity even had words to describe good and evil, there were the angels. Not the ones with soft wings and harps, but beings of raw power, born in the presence of the eternal, designed not for comfort, but for awe. In the apocryphal texts, especially the Book of Enoch and fragments found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, the veil is pulled back. These ancient writings were banned, hidden or forgotten for centuries, and perhaps for good reason. They do not describe heaven as a place of peace, but as a realm of terrifying order. A throne surrounded by fire, lightning, and impossible beings who burn with purpose. Among these beings are the Watchers, the Grigori. They were once sent to watch over mankind, but instead they fell in love with mortal women and taught humanity forbidden knowledge. Warcraft, witchcraft, alchemy. Their betrayal brought judgment upon the earth and upon themselves. But it wasn't Lucifer who cast them down. It was angels far more fearsome. In one ancient scene, the angel Uriel is described not with a human face, but as a being shrouded in blinding light, descending not with mercy, but with a scroll of condemnation. And behind him, Uriel, whose name means thunder of God, a figure whose voice is said to cause the mountains themselves to tremble. Then there's Metatron, the scribe of God, the only angel said to have once been a man, Enoch, transformed into something divine and inhuman, not a messenger, not a warrior, something else entirely. In the three Enoch, he is said to be as tall as the entire world and cloaked in 365,000 eyes, watching everything, recording everything, judging everything. These are not rebels, they are loyal servants, and yet they inspire more dread than the Prince of Darkness ever did. Picture the throne of God, not as a golden chair on a cloud, but as a blinding vortex of fire, thunder, and eternity. Encircling it are creatures so unlike anything human that ancient prophets collapsed at the mere sight of them. These are the Ophanim, the wheels within wheels, described by the prophet Ezekiel. Covered in eyes, spinning ceaselessly, not walking but rotating across dimensions, no face, no limbs, just divine mechanism, conscious and alive, burning with intelligence. These are angels that don't speak. They rumble with the weight of celestial law. Then come the cherubim. Not cherubs, not cute. These are guardians of the divine, said to have 4 faces. One of a lion, one of an ox, one of an eagle, and one of a man, wings that thunder like war drums, bodies of flame, and their task, not to protect humans, but to block humans from God. After Adam and Eve were cast from Eden, it was a flaming cherub who stood at the gate with a sword of fire, not to punish, but to protect heaven from corruption. These angels do not serve us. They serve only the will. And far above all of these, in the rarest of texts, the Zohar, the mystical writings of the Kabbalah, there are whispers of Chayot HaKodesh, the holy living creatures, so pure, so alien, that they exist in a state of perpetual transformation. They burn without being consumed, sing without pause, and bear the weight of the divine throne itself. They do not act, they are. Existence itself bends around them. They do not fall, nor rebel, nor question. They simply are the scream of creation made form. But even among these celestial terrors, there are those who act. Angels of judgment, angels of wrath. Take Abaddon, the destroyer. In the Book of Revelation, he leads an army of locusts from the abyss. Not a demon, but an angel, God's own destroyer. His name means place of destruction. He commands legions not to defy heaven, but to fulfill its darkest decrees. When heaven opens a seal, Abaddon rides out, and hell follows. And then there's Uriel, not the gentle bringer of messages, but the angel of flame, of prophecy, of apocalypse. In the ancient Ethiopian texts, Uriel is not simply a messenger. He is the one who stood before the flood, warned Noah, and later was tasked to lock away the rebellious watchers beneath the mountains of the earth. His eyes are described as rivers of fire, and his presence burns the lies from the hearts of men. These beings do not tempt or lie. They do not seduce. They obey. And it is in that obedience that their terror lies. Lucifer rebelled. But these angels never had to. When we speak of angels scarier than Lucifer, we're not diving into fantasy. We're unearthing layers of ancient theology that were too powerful, too unsettling to remain in the mainstream. These angels were never meant to comfort. They were meant to uphold the cosmic architecture of heaven with absolute terrifying precision. The Ophanim, for example, represents something profoundly alien, divine intelligence without a hint of emotion. In Jewish mysticism, they are the embodiment of God's unchanging will, eyes that see all, wheels that move by no earthly logic. Their form is not random. It reflects how divine consciousness operates beyond time and matter. The cherubim, often confused in pop culture with baby-faced spirits, are in fact keepers of forbidden thresholds. In Genesis, they are the first beings mentioned after the fall, as guardians of the tree of life. Their role is not to punish man, but to defend the sanctity of what man must never touch again. Their flaming sword isn't vengeance. It's mercy, terrifying but necessary. Abaddon and Uriel are two sides of the same divine blade. Abaddon, the destroyer, is not evil. He is the executor of judgment when the patience of God reaches its end. Uriel, often called the fire of God, appears across apocryphal texts not only as a prophet, but as an angel of apocalypse. One who sees the entire timeline at once and enacts divine justice when mankind strays too far. In these forgotten figures, we see a terrifying truth. Not all fear comes from rebellion. Some of the most fearsome beings in all of creation are those who never disobeyed, not once. And perhaps that is the true reason they unsettle us. Because in their unwavering loyalty to divine justice, there is no room for compromise or mercy. As we know it, so now you know, Lucifer, the fallen star, the rebel, might be the most famous, but he is not the most terrifying. His horror lies in pride, in betrayal. But the angels we've uncovered today, their terror lies in something far more primal: obedience. They are the swords of God's justice, the watchers of time, the wheels that turn the very fabric of creation. They do not act out of desire, but out of design, and it is precisely because they never fell that they stand above, cold, brilliant, unshakable. Lucifer tried to become like God. These angels never had to try. They already reflect his wrath, his mystery, his glory. From the burning wheels of the Ophanim to the four-faced guardians of Cherubim to Abaddon, commander of the abyss, and Uriel, the flame that guided prophets and punished rebels. These are the angels carved into the bones of the cosmos. They are not here to be understood. They are here to be feared, respected, and remembered. So next time you hear the word angel, don't imagine soft wings or gentle music. Imagine thunder shaking the stars, eyes that never blink, swords made of judgment, a presence that does not ask, only commands. And remember this, sometimes the most terrifying thing in all the universe is not evil unleashed, but holiness unrestrained.